Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. My name is John, your host as always, and I hope you're doing well as I always do. These are my final thoughts of West Ham 1, Brentford 2. Can't put the blame at Moyes in any shape or form. I want to preface this straight away by saying that for the majority of both halves, Brentford were the better team. I did say that Wissa is a player that we need to keep an eye out for, and he proved me right. Sadly, he proved me right. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a fantastic side for Moyes. We had Fabianski returning in goal, or keeping his place in goal for the league, depending on your point of view. We had a back four of Soufal, Zuma, Ogbonna and Creswell, Souček and Rice in the defensive midfield positions, with Benrahma, Fornals and Bowen supporting Antonio up front. So, not a million miles away. In fact, it's pretty much the team that I thought we were going to put out when I did the preview. But we just look leggy. You can tell the difference between a club that has only played one game in the space of 8 days, and this is our third game in 8 days. I'm not using that as an excuse in any shape or form, but as I say, Brentford were the better side. They really, really were the better side. They were more organised than us. They were more rested than us. They got into the right positions better than us. We were slow for a lot of things. Is this the sort of come down, shall we say? Yes, technically, yes it is. Because at the end of the day, guys, Brentford were a difficult team. I said they were going to be full of confidence in the preview. Wissa was a player that I said we need to keep an eye out for. And of course, he got the late minute second goal. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Now, the goal that was conceded must have been very, very close over the line, because Fabianski did two fantastic saves within the space of a few seconds. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough whenever it was. It really, really wasn't whenever the time period was. Unfortunately, issues with marking, issues with Ogbonna and Zuma's positioning for it. But having said that, in the build up to it, I should say, but as I say, Fabianski made two fantastic saves. I mean, if it is over the line, which of course it was, because obviously the referees watch buzzed, but it must have been not much more than that. It really, really was. Now, we were the reason why we lost this game in the first half. We really, really were. Second half came out absolutely blustering, but Andre Mariner on VAR and Peter Banks as the referee seemed to make some very, very dodgy decisions. I haven't seen the replay back, so I can't say. All right. So this is all pre-match of the day. This is all pre-Sky Sports' highlights, whatever you want to call it. But the way it seemed at the time, it looked like we could have had at least one penalty. It looked like Peter Banks was making sure that everything was going Brentford's way. For example, the goalkeeper's goal kicks were taking too long. The throw-ins from Brentford were taking too long. The second we equalised, and a fantastic equaliser from Bowen, don't get me wrong, in the second half, really, really was good from him. Thought it was off target. How he scooped it into the corner of the near side of the goal post, I'll never know, but it went in, fun enough, and it's 1-1. Funny enough to that, the goalkeeper, Brentford's goalkeeper, was taking 20 times quicker to do the goal kicks and the clearances because we equalised. Funny that, isn't it? Funny that. But, you know, it's, as I say, Brentford were more organised than us. They were the better side. We were the better side for the majority of the second half before anybody jumps on me in the comments. But it just wasn't good enough, guys. And as I say, maybe this is the come down that we needed, because, you know, this is the second game we've lost so far out of the 7 fixtures, or 9 fixtures if you want to look at it that way, including the League Cup and the Europa League games. So in 10 fixtures in that case, sorry, I should say. But it goes back to what I was saying previously about, and everybody else has been saying as well for that matter, about not having the squad depth. Moyes made no substitutions because there was no game changer on the bench. I was calling for Krau in place of Souček for the second half to see what he can do. He's an unknown quantity as far as the Premier League is concerned, because he's never played in the Premier League yet. I thought out of everybody, I think Bowen tried the hardest. Benrahma was relatively missing in comparison to everybody else. but the majority of everybody else on the pitch was missing anyway. So not really sure where we lie the blame in there, apart from the fact, as I said, Brentford were the better team. They were more organised. They were in the right places at the right time. It's obviously quite clear that Moyes had a go at them at the break, because we came out all guns blazing. Better attempts, better balls, better passion, better everything, quite frankly. But Fabianski is not at fault for either of the goals, as far as I'm concerned, and a lot of us, because obviously from our perspective down in the Bobby Moore lower, that late minute second goal, it was inevitable. I shouted, "Oh shit!" literally 3 seconds beforehand, because you could see it coming. You could see it coming from the other end of the pitch. So from that point of view, yes, okay, you could say that. But as I say, it was on the rebound of a very, very good save that Fabianski had made just seconds beforehand. It's down to our defending. It's down to our defending throughout the entire game. Right, we were trying the long balls and not one was connecting. We kept it on the floor. We were working through them, and I was shouting the entire time, keep it on the floor. Stop playing the long balls. It doesn't work. And I'm really surprised that none of the players on the pitch, for that matter, or Moyes, figured that out. Once we kept it on the floor, the game was ours. It really, really was. And I say, there is a very good argument that goal from Bowen came out of absolutely nowhere. And it wasn't. It was to a degree. It was kind of like against the run of play, but at the same point, it wasn't, because we were on the ascendancy at that point in the second half. To say that because basically the West Ham app came out saying that Brentford stole the points, I don't agree with that at all. I really don't agree with that. If we were 1-0 up and we lost it 2-1, then yes, but we weren't, and that's why I don't agree with it. I do think, as I say, there is a lot of work to be done. There is more that the players can do, but most of those guys were running. Antonio definitely was running on empty, massively running on empty towards the end of the game. Not even that, just fumes. He was running. He could get there when he was making some good challenges and everything, but towards the end of the game, absolutely dead. Absolutely dead. The international break has come at a very, very good chance point for everybody. It really, really has. I know the majority of the side are going to be called up for international duty. We understand that. Really hope that Antonio isn't called up for Jamaica, because at the end of the day, guys, he really, really needs the rest. Seriously needs the rest. As does Souček. It's great to see Soufal in the starting 11 as well, for that matter. There was always a bit of dubious. You see, this is what I love about Moyes. He's always a bit dubious around certain players when they got a bit of an injury. I knew Soufal was going to start. I just absolutely knew it. So we'll have to wait and see from that point of view in the next week or so. But guys, as always, put your comments in the comment section below. I really hope you've made it to this far, because I've got an updated credits that I want you guys to give me opinions on. But I really want to hear from you. We are still at 56 subscribers away from 2,000. So if you're enjoying the content, then by all means, please do, really seriously do, please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to get to know when new content is going up. It was really, really good to see Jake from West Ham Unofficial. It was lovely that he came down to see me. We had a bit of a chat at half time. Not a huge amount, but it was great to see it. It was a lovely photograph that you put up on Twitter of us both. So Jake, love to see you again. But anyway, guys, as I say, let me know your thoughts on this. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, for such it will be. There will be a video that goes live on Wednesday on YouTube. It'll be live on Tuesday on Patreon. So if you want to become a Patreon, there's a link in the description below for that. At the end of the day, we're at the start of the month, guys. So this is the best time. You can sign up for a cost of £2.50 plus VAT. It's cheaper than buying a pint. It really is per month, and you can go all the way up to £8 plus VAT. So the cost of 2 pints, less than 2 pints a month. It's really not tricky. Really isn't difficult. But as I said, guys, it's deflating. Of course, we're all deflated, but it's West Ham and it's the Premier League. There are no easy games, as we all know. So, guys, look after yourselves. The video on Tuesday, the video that's going up next week will be very, very interesting. It's nothing to do with the result. I've been thinking about this for the last few weeks, and it's on the background of the Hammers United protests. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend to it I woke up too late, unfortunately. But the video that I'll be putting up next week will be talking about why I am still GSB out. And a lot of people need to understand the reasons why a lot of the fan base are GSB out. It's got nothing to do with the squad. It's got nothing to do with the team. It's the bigger picture, which a lot of people still can't get, including those on TalkSport as well, for that matter. But anyway, guys, look after yourselves, and I'll see you very, very soon. All the best. Take care.